In the past 2 decades, we have witnessed a seismic shift, not just in technology, but in the very way human beings experience reality. We no longer encounter the world directly, instead, much of our lives are mediated through glowing screens. Today, most people carry in their pockets a portal to infinite distraction, the smartphone, and for many, it is more a companion than the people around them. Social media, especially, has claimed center stage. Instagram, TikTok, X, endless scrolls offering endless stimulation. Advocates of this new world argue that technology brings us closer together, democratizes information, and creates new ways to express ourselves. But there's a shadow that grows alongside these promises, one we ignore at our peril. Behind the facade of constant connection lies something darker, an erosion of attention, of presence, and ultimately, of the self. In this video, drawing inspiration from recent studies and the philosophical traditions of thinkers like Kierkegaard, Nietzsche, and Heidegger, we explore why modern digital life is breeding anxiety and alienation, and how reclaiming a grounded, authentic existence is now a radical act. The modern world tempts us into dispersion, to be everywhere and nowhere at once. Around the early 2010s, something broke. Rates of anxiety, depression, and loneliness skyrocketed among adolescents. Surveys showed a 150% increase in teen depression. Self-harm among young girls tripled. And today, nearly half of teens report feeling persistently sad or hopeless. What's remarkable is that these mental health struggles are not evenly spread across all ages. Older generations, those who grew up before smartphones dominated daily life, remained relatively stable. It was the young, those who had no memory of life before, who were hit hardest. What changed? The obvious answer. The omnipresence of the smartphone and the social media landscape it unleashed. At first, experts hesitated to draw causal links. Was it that anxious teens sought solace in screens, or were screens creating anxiety? But over the past few years, the evidence has become overwhelming. Compulsive digital engagement isn't just correlated with mental distress, it fuels it. The question then becomes, why does life lived through a screen corrode the soul? Philosophers have long warned against modes of living that estrange us from authentic experience. Martin Heidegger spoke of fallenness, the tendency to lose oneself in the chatter and noise of the anonymous others who dictate norms and expectations. Today's social media platforms are the ultimate machinery of fallenness, likes, shares, comments, mechanisms that pull our sense of being outward, fragmenting our attention and diluting our real desires. In losing real-world encounters. The messy, unpredictable, embodied experiences that used to shape human beings, we lose the opportunity to form a resilient, independent self. Instead of learning through direct struggle, risk, and play, young people now curate and edit their lives for public approval, training themselves to seek constant validation from an invisible audience. Childhood was once a time of adventure, a realm of spontaneous play, of scraped knees, of risk. For millennia, children's development depended on outdoor exploration, unsupervised games, and imaginative creation. Across cultures, play was the forge of courage, resilience, and social intelligence. Today, that forge lies abandoned. The playgrounds are empty. Instead, a new playground exists, the endless feed. A 2023 study found that the average teen now spends 6 to 8 hours a day on a screen, with nearly 5 of those hours spent on social media. A transformation so profound, it's difficult to grasp. A new type of childhood has emerged, not rooted in the body and earth, but tethered to glowing images and ephemeral trends. And as this screen-based childhood has risen, the ancient art of becoming oneself has withered. Nietzsche warned of the last man, the individual who seeks only comfort, safety, and shallow pleasures. He is risk-averse, anxious, and unwilling to suffer for greatness. What better description for the anxious, overstimulated digital self, who trades real experiences for curated moments and seeks dopamine hits over deep engagement? The smartphone, seductive as it is, stunts the essential work of self-becoming. When children are not given space to confront the small dangers of life, to fail, to fall, to get back up, they remain fragile, fearful, and dependent on external affirmation. Social media companies understand this fragility all too well. They have engineered their products with precision, exploiting vulnerabilities in the adolescent brain, hijacking the pleasure-reward circuits, and turning users into addicts, not by accident, but by design. Yet philosophy teaches us. Where there is a great danger, there is also a great possibility. We are not powerless. We can reclaim ourselves, but only by turning away, at least in part, from the pull of the screen. By stepping back into real spaces, facing real risks, cultivating real skills, and building real relationships. The antidote to our digital malaise is ancient: attention, presence, embodiment. A life lived with courage instead of comfort. A life guided by inner compass rather than external applause. The challenge is simple, yet profound. To live fully in a world that wants us scattered. To be whole in a world that profits from our fragmentation. And perhaps, to rediscover the most radical act of all. To be a self.